Over the years, you might have seen TV shows. Over the years, you might have seen TV shows such as Tiger King or any other shows out there that show people keeping exotic wild animals that you wouldn't consider as normal pets, other than cats and dogs. You might be one of those who, after watching those shows so much, that think that keeping such animals is not only a good idea, but it might be an exciting thing to do, and and you can potentially make money off that. Let me go ahead and tell you in this speech why this is such a bad idea and why you shouldn't even think about getting any exotic animals as pets. Reason number one, they're wild animals and eventually they will turn on you. Whether it's been chimpanzees, tigers, lions, leopards, bears, snakes, etc., there have been documented cases and instances of people keeping the following animals mentioned as pets, and then sometime later down the line, they get attacked by those animals. As a result of those attacks, people often suffer very severe injuries or they end up being fatally wounded by those same animals that they kept as pets. No matter how long you keep an exotic animal as a pet and try to tame it, it's still a wild animal that it's unpredictable and has a mind of its own. It doesn't take much for it to snap. The website for bornfreeusa.org has a database that's 2,000 pages long that has a documentation of a bunch of attacks on humans by exotic animals kept as pets. Also, from another website called Chrome.com, it said that as of the time of July 14th, 2022, Texas was number three in the country when it came to exotic animal fatalities. The number one ranked state was in that category was Florida, which is really not that all surprising considering all the crazy stuff that goes on here down in the state. Reason reason number two, people go overboard and commit, crimes such as animal abuse and animal trafficking. People traffic animals, they're subjecting the poor animals to abuse and poor treatment by constantly moving it place to place. Sometimes before being trafficked and sold to another place to be moved. The animals are sometimes inbred. Ever heard of the liger or the tigon? Those animals have come about because of trafficking and breeding. Oftentimes, when that happens, it messes up with the genes of some subspecies, causes them to get sick, die, and it makes the overall number of species of animals, just as the tiger and lion, to decrease. When animals get trafficked or inbred, they are sometimes killed by unsatisfied buyers and owners of those animals. Body Reason number three, it's really hard to take care of exotic animals that you're keeping as pets. Overall, they are really hard to keep and take care of. For starters, you have to make sure that they don't escape your house or wherever else you're keeping them and go off wandering around in the street and neighborhood. Some attacks on humans have happened because of animals wandering off in the street and causing havoc and going on a rampage. And when those animals create cause havoc and go on a rampage, you can sometimes get criminally charged and held responsible for the actions. Also, you have to constantly figure out what to feed them and how you're gonna feed them. Carnivores such as tigers, lions, leopards eat a huge chunk of meat every day. Mm. And with the high prices of food all across the country, you have to figure out how to buy enough food to feed them constantly, as much as you can, because if they're not fed, they'll either starve to death or get really angry and start to look at you as food. And that's not a good thing. Animals to the bathroom whenever they want to. and wherever. They have all kinds of diseases that they can get infected with and die from. It can also they spreads those diseases around and affect you, the pet owner, with it. Some of those diseases are unknown, so if you're keeping them as pets, you wouldn't have that much understanding of that. Last but not least, how the heck are you gonna try and tame a wild animal? Still a wild animal. Overall, it's not a good idea to try and get an exotic animal as a pet. You really should know better than to try to have animals such as a tiger, lion, leopard, bear, chimpanzee as your house as a pet. Almost never ends well for people who keep exotic animals as pets. The owner gets hurt or the animal's not able to cope living in captivity and they die quickly. You're better off literally doing anything else than trying to do that. I hope with this speech that I just presented that everyone out there knows better and doesn't try to get an exotic animal and keep them as pets.